family home to a 3-unit house. And at the last meeting, we had a report from county planning that said that only under certain conditions should we recommend redevelopment of the parcel. And that one of those was to submit a complete parking plan and an acceptable landscaping plan for this new use. The applicant has submitted the combined parking and landscaping plans. I think everybody's had a chance to look at it. So with that, let's get started. And unless anybody had any questions on the parking and landscape plan.
Lot coverage was supposed to be some.
It's up there.
Yeah, I see it. What was the number that it should not exceed?
60% or not.
That number sticks in my head, 60% can cover more than.
She's covering more than 60, as I recall. I don't have them. I didn't bring the book with me this time. But it falls within the guidelines. It covers 54%. It can't cover more than 60, as I recall. But as long as they're within the limitations, we should be all right.
Anybody know what these rectangular black boxes mean?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I was looking at the keys to see.
Looks like just something maybe for their own,
It's strange because the middle of the sidewalk, middle of the gravel, middle of the driveway, actually.
well, it really shouldn't, it doesn't impact what we're looking at.
Could also, could also be a problem with the software and not printing. It looks like that's where dimensions could be, maybe white and black or something
Could be,
like that.
yeah, could be dimensions.
Yeah, I think so. It's probably dimensions.
Right, okay.
Is there rules about like for 6, I mean, how's the trash? Is there gonna have to be a dumpster or anything like that or?
So multi-unit, we offer 3 furs and up, an extra garbage can and recycling if they need. If they require more, then they have to pay for it.
So they'd get 2 of each?
They should get 2 of each, yeah. If they have to request for it, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
They normally would get 1 of each. If they request, they can get up to 2 of each.
Right.
And anything above that, they've got to then go to a dumpster or their own collection system.
Yeah.
They can hire.
I was just
Right.
asking, that's what I thought originally, this thing back at the back of the one, before we realized. I was like, what is this like the dumpster?
No,
That would be
They're
kind of
scattered,
lucky.
they're scattered all over the.
Yeah, those are dimensions, because if you look at this previous drawing here, look where those are, those are
Right.
are
They
dimensions.
didn't print out. Okay. Okay, we have no other questions. I'll entertain a motion for the board to become lead agency under seeker. When I make a motion for us to become lead agency under seeker,
Sure.
Mike Pollock first,
I'll
Second.
second.
Paula second, all in favor? Carried. Okay, now we need to do a short environmental form. So get ready for me to drone on for a couple of minutes. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? Well, the choices are either small or no impact, is it? Everybody doesn't have one of these, do
Not today.
I didn't bring mine.
they?
I didn't bring mine.
Well. You guys can share that one. And I don't know if I have another. I didn't bring the extras, so that, you know. So,
I am here, see?
okay,
Oh, no, it's his. Right, fill it out.
no, that's number, that's part one. So the answers would be either no or small, or moderate to large.
The question was again?
Question, will it create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan?
No.
No,
Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
No.
No.
No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
No.
Will the action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the, no, that doesn't count. Sorry about that. Number 5, will the action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and fail to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation, renewable energy opportunities? No. Will it impact existing public and private water supplies? No.
No.
Public and private wastewater treatment utilities?
No.
Will the action impair the characteristic or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
Will it result in an adverse change to natural resources? Example, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality? No.
No.
Will it result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
No.
Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
No. Okay. We've got all those. I'll now entertain a motion for a negative declaration of insignificance. So it's a declaration that there's no significant environmental impact by our actions tonight.
I'll make the motion.
Mike Carter, okay. Second,
I'll second it.
Mike Pollock. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we have. That's taken care of. Next, we need to have a motion to approve the site plan as presented with the updated plan. Anybody willing to do that?
Sure.
Second.
Somebody come around there, somebody-
Mike Pollock,
Otherwise, we'll just sit here and look at each other.
Mike Pollock, and Ashton second.
I just want to say one thing, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk about the trash, but it just seems like the properties are so close. Can the village say where they can, I mean, if I lived over here or here, and they put all these trash cans over there, I'd be kind of mad in the summer if I had to be
That's-
downwind of that, or is that up to them?
That's a civil matter.
Oh, it's up to
Neighbors.
them,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Okay.
well, we do, I believe we have that the trash has to be kept.
That's when it's taken down to the street, you kept it left out on the street in the right of way. But as far as up on the home, there's obviously many areas where.
But I don't believe we can leave it out. You can't leave it.
24 hours.
You can leave it on the curb, just. like-
No, I'm just saying
She's
that like.
saying like
Aware.
the neighbor.
During the week, you can't. Well, you know, that's,
I get it though, I mean, there's only a few of them.
I mean, I know, that's
well,
almost.
go up and down James Street. You'll find that almost every house in the first block of James Street. And some of them do not put the totes back. They put them back right at the front edge of the house, by the driveway. But again, I don't think our local ordinances say anything about
Nuts.
Mm-hmm.
where you can put them.
Okay.
And,
I was just asking, because I mean,
Well,
he's showing us where shrubs are, I think. he
Well,
should be showing us.
Just to add though, in our code, there is, such things as nuisances. So if there's, an odor, smell that's overwhelming, things like that, then that kind of stuff can be,
Okay,
know,
I'm just
flat.
saying, just because it seems like everything is so close, like I would. be mad.
Actually, on the left-hand side is a big yard before the house starts.
Okay,
And maybe even a fence in between them, from what I saw in the pictures. And then this is a commercial building on the right.
yes,
Yeah, so they don't give,
Alright.
they probably don't give a hoot. But it's an interesting overlap, because if this was a commercial property and they needed a dumpster, we have something to say where the dumpster is and what it would be behind us, a fence or something like that.
we can, yeah.
And we even question where snow plowing goes, where they dump the snow on a
Right.
commercial property. So I'm not sure that's the threshold. This is a residential property and you gotta treat it like all the other residential properties.
Right. Good question
well, and again, I drive up James Street a lot on Wednesdays, every day. And I can tell you that directly across the street, the first house on the left-hand side by the parking lot. I don't know if it is now, but for at least 2 years, garbage cans were right out in front of the house, between the sidewalk and the house, but close to the house. And they were there, and they were almost overflowing, Mike. So,
So he's right, I mean, we can't say anything to them where once they pull them back away from the road, we can't
Right,
say anything.
right. But it,
well, hopefully, it seems like he's trying to make something nice here.
Yeah, I
you
think
know,
hopefully-
Hopefully
if-
it's gonna happen.
there are other developers that I would say, yeah, you got, real serious
Okay.
issues with, but, I don't.
When they receive the
No, that would
cans,
be like,
when they get the cans, they'll be given a list of what they can recycle, where the trash cans should go,
Okay,
when they can put them out, where we don't really tell them where they can put them.
okay.
They have to be pulled back in within 24 hours.
Yeah, the problem for a landlord, which I am, and have 3 or 4 families in the
Mhm.
village, is educating your tenants how to do this, and they take it out and they pull it back. They do. I mean, we don't go over there and do that, and they do a good job of it. But if you have tenants who you have trouble with, it could be a real problem.
You got some tenants that don't care.
Mhm.
Well, and if you're a landlord and your tenants don't care, then you have to go and move the cans back. You gotta move the totes back.
Yeah.
And so, I know of different landlords that just, if the tenants don't have it taken back by noon of the pickup day, they stop and pick it up. They stop and move it back. So, I'm not, again, in most cases, we aren't concerned with that. We have a motion and a second. We have a vote. All in favor? Is there any other business? No, okay, Dan,
No better food. Did we just approve the project? Yeah.
yes, yes. We got a couple of
We
things.
don't have any- I'm sorry, we don't have any contingencies in the county, we just met them. We don't have to write any in, right? Everything is accomplished.
Right,
I'm asleep here, I'm sorry. I missed the vote, the nature of that vote, that motion I just.
well,
okay.
Did I make it? I seconded it, I don't know.
no, you made the motion.
Oh, you did the
Made the
motion.
Sounded good to me at the time.
Still looking back.
And we don't have any contingencies, okay?
No,
No.
no, it's we should only approve it if they meet those requirements.
Right.
And,
And they did.
exactly, the requirements and see. So, okay. One item we have is that it's almost the end of the year. And we're required to have 4 hours of continuing education to meet the qualifications of the board. And I got a note from, a call from Pat Clune. Tanya has been tracking this for us pretty much, but for some reason we don't have, the office doesn't have all of everybody's records for training this past year. So, you know, it was available online. You should be getting an email every time there's stuff available. But if you would go through and check your records to see what you've done, and then just either if you have a copy of a certificate or an email that says you completed it, if you just forward that to Dan.
Well, actually, we want the chairs to start tracking it, as far as corralling on the info. And then once you have everything, then you can send it to the office.
Okay.
That's just a little extra step. I appreciate that, but it's, at least there's two sets of eyes
Okay.
on it.
Okay, so let me
I
know.
can't remember if I did.
You can email it to me.
Something, but I did.
You don't have to do it now.
Okay, but I was looking for the email, because I.
So Sandy, I think the certificate, I don't think I have a collection of it. They commit to sending something to the town who makes the arrangements in the first place and pays for it. And it goes back to Tanya to record. So how are you gonna get involved in that chain of events? Nobody, you're not gonna get involved in, are you gonna get involved in announcing these, paying for them, all that logistics?
All the chair needs to do is just track it itself. It doesn't have to be a collection of certificates. And if there's paid training to be done, the office obviously will continue to do that. What the Board of Trustees is asking is the chairs of ZBA and planning be kind of a repository of information. So and have a living document that tracks all the various members and what their training is, what they've been doing, the kind of training, all that stuff. That's what the chairs are being asked to track.
Tell them that we've done this. for
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
Yeah, let me know what you've got. I guess that's what they want. Okay. I haven't had a chance to look. I do have,
Okay.
I did get certificates on a couple that I did.
Okay.
But it's important because if we make a decision on something, and particularly if we decline something, but even if we approve something that's controversial, and someone voted on it that has not met the qualifications, the education requirements, then we got any applicant or attorney could come at us and say, well, that person should not have voted because they aren't meeting the qualifications. It just leaves a loophole for somebody to come after us. And so,
So the concern is that we're notified of enough courses. I mean, I did all the courses that I was notified for.
Mhm.
But you can't assume that if you skip one, that it's not convenient, there'll be another one. So who's gonna make sure that we actually get notified of all the courses available to us and,
Certainly, a whole bunch of links can be sent out to all the members, things like that, and I know they're up in there, sometimes there's webinars that Cortland County does, sometimes they do it in person, so there's a whole slew of things out there. So, I'm welcome to put together just a list that maybe you guys can just track yourselves too throughout the year. As far as something coming, put on notifications for yourself, things like that, but as far as specific kind of trainings that would be beneficial for the board, this office can track, and then we can send those links as needed.
yeah,
Is the last
you have notice of, what's coming up in foreseeable future, or Tanya's just responding to ones that she gets notice of?
Well, Tanya, it's not Tanya's responsibility to do that as the treasurer anyway.
Okay.
So that's gonna be,
I mean,
that's part of this whole procedure that we're talking right now, that's gonna get off of her plate. But as far as the Cortland County is concerned, I do get things sent to me as far as when trainings are coming up. So does Kevin, the code officer, so he can also track those things. But like I said, we can send you those sites that always will have these things ongoing, that you can also help yourself just to track. But if there are specific things that are worthwhile to be the 4 hours of training that you need, boom, we'll get that out. We'll send the links to you and, work out the time frame as far as when you can and things like that to do it.
So the village has to facilitate registering for them in the past that has happened.
The things that there's some trainings that don't necessarily need a registration, and there's some that do. So obviously the ones that do, then of course the office is involved in that.
So it's falling on your plate now.
It's falling on the office's plate.
The office, who's Kevin and you? Well,
What, it's the village office, it's our plate, but as far as the specific person with the treasurer, it's off the treasurer's plate.
okay,
The last thing that I got was in November of last year, and it was the 2022-2023 winter webinar series. And I took two of them, Seeker and the Planning Board Overview. But I never received a certificate. I was told, I thought it went to the. I thought it went to
It
here.
may have, there's,
Okay,
there's, I find them like from two sources. One is from the New York Planning Federation. And the other one, I forget, where it is, but Planning Federation, I believe, sent me, emailed me a certificate to download.
Right, you can just sign up on that site.
Yeah, I signed up on site.
Please send me notifications of trainings, things like that.
Okay, so we'll just, nothing to be concerned about today, but, starting the 1st of January,
Yeah, if you, I mean, again, the multiple eyes are on it as everyone is actively seeking it out, whether it's the village office doing it on your behalf for particular ones, or you yourself going on that site that Don just mentioned, that would be helpful. So we're all just working towards the same goal.
okay, then the next item is, minutes of the October,
No, you already approved those.
no,
we
we need to approve one, we skipped last time, we didn't approve.
we didn't approve them at the end of the last,
Okay, my bad.
the October 4th, they were in our packet, but we had just gotten them before the meeting. And so, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the October 4th. What's that?
Should be the end of October, should it not be?
Okay, October.
October. I don't think I was at that one.
Same here.
October.
Much paper today.
family.
Okay, it was, but do we have them? No, we have, okay, here we go. Wednesday, October 4th. Planning board meeting.
Okay, I'm staying corrected.
That's what it says.
Was I not here for that?
Oh, it says Ashley and Item with an asterisk. So that means you weren't here.
Okay. I didn't know what it
Is
was.
it the one, the Family Health Network?
Yeah, that's why it was a special day.
Okay.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Sorry.
So a motion on the October 4th meeting minutes approval.
I move that we approve the minutes of October 4th.
And I'll second.
Well, Mike Pollock move, Paula second. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. And last, motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion to
Ashley.
adjourn.
Second.
Ashley,
All
Mike,
third. All in favor.
all in favor? Okay,
Yes. I'm in favor.
we are adjourned.
Okay, good. We adjourned?
Yeah.
How long have we been on the planning?
Yes, one thing of concern,